Hope that. Thank you so much, Shirley. We had some difficulties with the internet, I think, but since everyone is chanting also along with you, it doesn't matter. Time now for our last session in for Aparoksh Anubhuti, beautiful Shastra written by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. Today we are doing the second part. We started on last Thursday, verse 27 and 127 and 128. So we are going to complete that. I will chant both the verses again. Shlok 127, 128. Samadhau kriyamane tu vignanyayanti vebalat anusandhanarahityam alasyam bhogalalasam layastamascha vikshepo rasasvadascha shunyata evam yadvignabahulyam tyajyam brahma vidashanai. When a seeker is practicing samadhi thus meaning how we have been explaining all these weeks, unavoidably there will be circumstances, there will be obstacles, namely lack of consistency, inertia, desire for enjoyment, sleep, dullness, agitations, enjoying the joyful state, blankness, and so on. A seeker after Brahma should reject and slowly get rid of the unavoidable obstacles. Last Thursday, we did 4 of the 8 obstacles that Bhagwan has described in these 2 shlokas. Lack of consistency, we did. Inertia, we did. Desire for enjoyment, enjoyment means of worldly goods, and sleep. These 4 we did last Thursday. Today we'll do the last 4 obstacles now. As we observed last time, the obstacles are of 3 kinds: Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, and Adi Daivik. And all the obstacles, all the 8 obstacles that Bhagwan is enumerating here, they are all Adhyatmik, meaning they all arise from our own self. So the buck stops with us only. We cannot blame other people for putting in some spanner in the wheel of our spiritual journey. Let's go to number 5 now. The number 5, Bhagwan says, is Tama. Tama or Tamas, it is can have 2 meanings. One is that already described in the first floor, sleep, Nidra, Tamas, inertia, feeling like going to sleep when we are doing our sadhana. But there is another interpretation of this obstacle, tamas, and that is confusion in the mind of the sadhak on what sadhana he should do. So some people get confused, and the question comes very often to us, is this correct for me or is that correct for me? Should I do pranayam or should I do asanas? Should I do jap or should I do chanting? Shall I do puja or shall I do kirtan? If I'm meditating, should I meditate on this or should I meditate on that? So there is sanshay, there's doubt, there's confusion. And that, I believe, is the meaning that Adi Shankaracharya wanted to attribute to this particular obstacle, tama, because nidra has already been taken in the first 4 obstacles. So for doing any sadhana, one needs to have nishtha in the sadhana. One needs to be still in the sadhana. One needs to have faith in the sadhana and stability. And if there is this confusion, which is basically sankalp vikalp, then the person doing the sadhana will not be steady in the sadhana. While doing one sadhana, he might always think, oh, maybe I should be doing that, or maybe I should be trying this. So the steadiness and the commitment to the sadhana will not be there. So that is why this tama here, or tamas, is considered to be an obstacle in your progress. What is the solution? So there is, sadhanas all are good. There is not that this sadhana is better than this sadhana or this sadhana is greater than this sadhana. All sadhanas are good. All sadhanas are useful. All sadhanas have to be done. But they have to be done at the appropriate time. They have to be done in the correct series of sadhanas. You cannot just go to a very advanced sadhana and because it sounds good or because you feel attracted to that. So do the appropriate sadhana for the stage of the journey in which you are. How will you know what is your appropriate sadhana for you? Ask the guru, ask someone, ask some evolved person who will help you, someone who has been through the path. Satsang is a good place to find these things out. Sadhaks, other sadhaks who are traveling along the path, they can also tell you. Somebody will definitely be able to help you. And if not, read the Shastras and figure it out. But do it systematically. Then this tama, confusion, should not be there in the mind. Number 6, Bhagwan calls it vikshep. Vikshep is agitation. Vikshep is disturbance in the mind. They say that so many thoughts which keep arising in the mind of the sadhak. And for everyone, not only sadhak, a sadhak may be less number of thoughts. For normal people, though, there might be even many more thoughts which keep arising. They may be unnecessary thoughts. They may be unrelated thoughts. They may be the same thought coming again and again and again in our mind, disturbing us. Useless thoughts, useful thoughts, planning, worrying, all sorts of things, buzzing away in the mind. And they come rapidly, they come fast, they come furiously. They're like wild horses sometimes galloping in our mind. Why does this happen? What is the reason for this? Firstly, one of the reasons could be that there are a lot of vasanas that are continuously arising in our mind. And vasana is very deeply embedded in our psyche. And when that vasana gets triggered, it comes to the frontal part of our antakaran and they become desires and we start wanting to fulfill them because obviously they are unfulfilled. And that, as you know very well, releases a train of thoughts of what should I do? How will I do it? When will I get it? What will I feel? So that is one of the reasons why thoughts will continuously happen. Thoughts cannot actually come up until there is a desire. So before thought comes desire, first desire, then thought, then action, maybe words in the middle. There may be some circumstances in our life which we have not resolved. Maybe some business which is troubling us. Maybe some relationship which is unfinished. We have not, settled it. All kinds of things could be happening in sansar, which could be giving rise to vikshep, disturbance, agitation, okay? And our attachments, when we have so many attachments in life, then these attachments also will create thoughts and disturbances. And all these things put together means there's an increase of rajogun in our antakaran. When the rajogun is very high, vikshep becomes more and more experienced. So all this, if you kind of try to categorize them, you will see that probably they can all be categorized as worries for the future and thoughts or memories of the past. Thoughts of memories of the past and worries are thoughts of the future. All this happens and we all experience these things. But if we want to make our mind steady, if we are in nididhyasana, if we are meditating, these thoughts coming up continuously in our mind definitely cannot help us in our meditation practice. So that is why Bhagwan has called them obstacles. So surely there should be some solution to this also. Mostly, see, vasanas are something that you cannot have much control of them because they will arise and erupt at their own will. But what you can do, what we can do, is become aware of this vasana which is arising with us, and not just get carried away by it. Be aware of it and then witness it. In other words, create a gap between the thought, the desire, the vasana, the awareness, and the one who is able to witness, that is your true self. This is one way, tough, not that easy. First and foremost, to be aware that this vasana, this thought is arising in me, and now I want to put a distance between the thought and me, my true self. So that is one way. To help you to be able to do that, quite a daunting task, you can do some things like practice pranayam. Pranayam is a way of regulating, relaxing our breath. And when the breath is relaxed, automatically the thoughts in the mind will also relax. The vikshepa in the mind can be calmed down by calming our breath. So this is one very practical way of reducing your vikshepa. The other thing you can do is, if you have created a goal for your life, a goal for whatever, any kind of goal, and you can remember your goal and think deliberately about whether this thought, this desire, this vasana, this action is taking me to my goal or not. With that understanding that this is not taking me to my goal, that is one way of calming the vikshepa or relaxing the vikshepa or making the vikshepa come under your mastery. Yoga asanas can also help you along with pranayam, doing some controlled yoga asanas, not very fast yoga asanas where you're trying to beat the clock. Relaxed. Hold the asana, be in a state of steadiness. The body steadiness can also help with the mind getting steady. And of course, one very simple way of reducing the rajogun in the mind is to be sure that you are having good sattvic food. Sattvic food will definitely help you to have sattvic thoughts. Rajasic food will definitely help you to have rajasic thoughts. So these are all practical ways which will help you to become a witness and become aware of the vasanas and thoughts and the vikshepa disturbances, agitations which are happening in the mind, which are obviously obstacles to your meditation process. Number 7, Rasa Swadash. That is really very beautiful, beautiful obstacle, I can say, because it happens to all of us. While we are doing some sattvic sadhana, we become attached to the enjoyment or to the joy of that sadhana, and we get stuck in that joy of that sadhana. Okay, we get stuck in our practice. So in the early stages of our journey, which all of you will definitely have experienced, when you do the sadhana, you probably have started doing it because some guru has told you, somebody has told you that this is the sadhana that you are supposed to do. So like good children, you have done the sadhana because guru has told you or because you have read it in a book. So you are following the advice, but it is not of your own choice. You have agreed to do it and following the advice. Then with more understanding, you realize that this sadhana which I'm doing is part of my nitya karma. I must do it because it is my duty to do it. And so you start doing it as nitya karma, as something that will help me in my journey. Just by doing it, even though there is no joy in it, just by doing it as your duty, just by following the advice, you will have already started purifying your antakaran. That is the magic. So just by following the advice and doing it dutifully, your antakaran already starts getting shuddha. Your chitta starts getting shuddha. And a time will come when that sadhana no longer becomes a burden or something that you have to do or something that has been recommended and that's why you're doing it. That sadhana itself gives you joy. That sadhana becomes part of what you want to do, not something that you have to do. You will start feeling a sattvic joy in that sadhana. And that is a beautiful stage that you actually feel that it is part of your nature. You want to do that sadhana. And this is a sure sign, that you are doing the sadhana properly. If you're feeling joy in the sadhana, know that you're doing the sadhana properly. Know that your bhav for this sadhana is going in the right direction. Conversely, if you're not yet feeling the joy in your sadhana, that means you have not done it adequately long enough, or you're not doing it properly, or you still have to do some more of it for that joy to automatically blossom in your heart for that sadhana. Now comes the beautiful part. Now the mind is feeling joyful, you're doing the sadhana beautifully, and you feel so content with that joy because it's a sattvic joy that you do not feel the need to go any further down that path. You understand? What is happening is that you're feeling the joy while the sadhana is going on, but perhaps not afterwards. And the joy is not lasting beyond the sadhana time because there is more to go. You are feeling happy, you're feeling content, you're feeling joyful, you're feeling peaceful, you're feeling calm, but you have not yet realized your true nature. Atma Gyan has not happened. That still has to come. So don't be stuck. If you are getting stuck at that stage of your sadhana, that, oh, now I'm feeling so peaceful, I'm sattvic, my life is also sattvic, so this is the end of the journey. No. That is the first step of the escalator. Now you have to go further with vichar. You have to go further with self-inquiry. You have to find out. In that superbly calm state, you have to find out, main kaun hu, who am I? So this journey has to continue. So do not get stuck over there. That's the obstacle, that you are getting stuck over there. Now, what is the solution? What is the solution? Once again, we come back to that same sadhana, that same solution, witness. Become aware that I am getting stuck at this stage of my journey and I need to witness this joy and see it as a stage of my journey, and I still need to go further into self-inquiry, okay? I need to detach myself almost from that sattvic joy and see who is feeling that joy. My mind, my intellect, who is feeling that joy, and who am I? Am I the mind? Am I the intellect? This is what you have to do. Don't stop at that sattvic calmness till you experience Aparoksh Anubhuti. So that is the seventh obstacle. And then Bhagwan tells us the last means of the 8. There are many more also. But if you overcome these 8, the others will be very easy for you to overcome. And that is shunyata. Shunyata means blankness, dullness, no inertia almost, It's very difficult to explain this state. And sons usually use one example, and I will also use that same example because that's the only way I know how to describe shunyata. So they say that let's suppose there is one very lavish feast and it's full of rich and heavy food, and you have gone wild, you have binged on that feast, and you have hugely overeaten, okay? Now your stomach is distended and you feel like you can't even get up, you can't move, and this food just doesn't get digested. It makes you actually a little uncomfortable or hugely uncomfortable when you cannot even hold it within you. You almost feel that if I could just take it all out, I would feel better because there's just too much food inside me, or I should be able to evacuate it. But neither of the two is happening. Neither am I digesting this food, nor am I able to just expel it from in either way. I just cannot bear it. Now what is happening? I reach a stage of dullness. I think some of us may have experienced that. This state of dullness where there is stuff in me, neither can I digest it, neither can I get rid of it, neither can I throw it out. I simply have it in me and it's keeping me in a shunyata. It's not allowing me to do anything. And the same thing happens sometimes in our mind, all right? When vasanas arise rapidly and we are unable to express them, we are unable to fulfill them, we are also unable to process them. If we are unable to suppress them, then they are just continuously regurgitating in our mind, just like the undigested food. These undigested thoughts and vasanas and desires are just continuously overcoming our state, and we reach a state of blank dullness. Now, if this vasana is a sattvic one, and we are able to fulfill it, we are able to express it, no problem with the vasana. You express it, and you use this experience to elevate yourself to a higher level of understanding. But when we cannot express it, when we cannot fulfill it, we can't even suppress it, we cannot progress in our journey, then this becomes an obstacle. It keeps us in limbo. We cannot do anything. What is the solution for this? Shunyata, this state of not being able to do anything, becoming like a zero, shunya. So the solution for this blankness and dullness in the mind is the same solution that you would have to use for this overfull feeling in the stomach. Now imagine your entire digestive system is overloaded. It would be completely ridiculous to feed more food inside, yes or no? There's hardly any place left to put more food. So till this whole stock of food gets digested and processed and eliminated, we cannot put more food inside. Therefore, we have to fast. We have to do upvas till this food gets eliminated from our system, right? In the same way, when the mind is so overloaded with desires and thoughts and confusions and which sadhana to do and what to do, here again, we have to have a mental fast. We have to have a mental upvas. One needs to stop and wait for all this overload of vikshep to be eliminated gradually. That is why Bhagwan uses this word shanay. Gradually, it will happen, but you have to have the patience for that. You have to allow it. So the remedy for this shunyata is fasting. No more thinking more about it. Witness it. Don't keep thinking about it. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Witness it. Because by continuously thinking about it, you're simply adding to it. By continuously getting agitated by it, you are increasing these thoughts. You're increasing your desires. You're increasing all kinds of disturbances. So Witness. Witness your desires. Witness the discomfort that it is causing also. Witness the attachment that you have for it. Witness how the desires are making you suffer. And then let time pass. Let this witnessing work. Vivek will happen. And when Vivek dawns on you, Vairagya will happen. When Vairagya happens, automatically you will have processed this shunyata feeling and you will become free to continue your spiritual journey, continue your sadhanas also. So, Aparoksh Anubhuti is the goal. Why we need it, I have also explained in the earlier shlokas of this most beautiful text. Obstacles also you have learned. Solutions to the obstacles also we have discussed. Now what? Now you have to do it, that's all. You'll say, by God, but there are so many obstacles and so difficult and it's so overwhelming and it's so difficult. Forget this journey only, forget it. Just let's enjoy and you only live once. And this is the common refrain. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean you have to give it up, right? To earn your living, to earn money, you are working 8, 9, 10 hours every day for the rest of your life. Yet, you do not give up earning money, right? To eat your food, a lot of work has been done. Somebody has grown the crops. Somebody has grown the vegetables. You have gone to the market and bought them. You have prepared them. You have cooked them. You have to eat it every day, 3 times a day, yet you do not stop eating. Everything requires work. Nothing comes served on a platter. Therefore, even though the journey seems daunting, even though the journey seems difficult, if you follow it, shanay shanay, step by step, baby step by baby step, you will reach the top. That is for sure. That is the guarantee given by the Shastras, given by the Rishis, given by all the masters. So take this beautiful text and make something beautiful out of your life. Today we give Viram, Aram to this beautiful Aparoksh Anubhuti. From next Thursday, something else. God bless you. Om Tat Sat. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam. Jai Gurudev. God bless you all. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Shirley, for chanting. Thank you, Zoom team. God bless you all. Have a great day. See you tomorrow for Bhakti. God bless.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you, Ma.
God bless. God bless everyone.
Thank you, Ma.
God bless. God bless everyone.